Welcome back to Busy Baker's Kitchen. This morning I'm going to do one of my favourite recipes, which is peanut butter cookies. In this mixing bowl I've got 100 grams, 4 ounces of crunchy peanut butter, 50 grams, 2 ounces of butter, which is just the willow butter, and I've also got 75 grams, 3 ounces of soft brown sugar. I've 75 grams, 3 ounces of self-raising flour, weighed and sieved here. I'm going to be using half an egg, and I need vanilla essence. Now, before I put the food mixer into this, I'm going to combine them all together, because what you'll find if you put the food mixer in, you probably have all this all over your kitchen. So just gradually mix it together. As you can see, I've had the butter out of the fridge for a while, so it's soft and it easily combines into all of this. So just mix it together so it all combines. And it also, by doing it this way, if you've got any lumps in your soft brown sugar, which you sometimes find, you will be able to squash them out with your fork. So just combine it, get all those bits of sugar from the outside. If you haven't got the crunchy nut peanut butter, you can use the smooth. It's up to you, whichever you prefer. So there we are, clean that off there, and we're now ready to use the food mixer. Apologise for a couple of minutes, we'll have this on just to get it nice and soft and creamy. And as you can see, it's now nice and soft and creamy. Now you're going to add about half of the egg. I know it sounds ridiculous, but if you put too much in, your biscuit will be too soft, there won't be the right texture. So roughly half the egg and half a teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla extract. Add that in, and then we'll use the mixer just to make sure they're all combined. Back in. And now, using a metal spoon, we're going to add the flour. Just add a little bit and mix it in. Really mix it around, getting all those bits in. You'll probably find it's easier to move to your hands shortly to ensure it's all well mixed in. Just keep stirring it in. We've got a little bit more flour to put in. This is an ideal recipe that you could do with children. You could have them helping you to make this. Just mix that in, last little bit. You'll know when it's ready. It'll all be away from the sides of the bowl and you'll have a dough in the centre. And this is one of those easy recipes where you're simply going to shape them into balls. So get rid of your spoon. And we've got 2 baking trays ready. I've put greaseproof paper on them because that makes it easier when you come to lift them out. It also means you haven't got dirty baking trays to clean. Well then, about a teaspoonful, just roll into a bowl and sit it on the baking tray. You should get about 20 to 24 out of this mixture. The recipe will come up, the recipe is on the website, which will come up at the end of this presentation. So roll them all just roughly into a bowl. Now the oven's preheated. I've got a fan oven, so that's heated at 160. If you've electric, 180, or gas, Mark 4. And I've got the oven on and preheated, ready for the biscuits to go in. Now this is easier than rolling them out and having to cut them with a cutter, which can take a while, but it's something children would enjoy doing, I know. But this way you can have children rolling these to put them on the tray. And it depends on how big you make them as to how many you get. As I say, if they're about a teaspoonful, you should get about 20. I think I've gone a bit bigger this morning. And they store well in a tin. If you want to finish them off with a peanut on the top, you could do, but be warned that when you're cooking, that could burn during the cooking. So make sure you're getting all the last little bits up from the bottom of your bowl. It doesn't matter if they're not perfect rounds, because you're going to see in a minute I'm going to press them down with a fork just to flatten them out a little bit. And also make sure that you haven't got them too close together on your baking tray when you do it that way. Last two. They should all fit on the tray. Getting the last bits off the bottom of the bowl, as you can see. Making sure I don't waste any. And then, using a fork, just go over and press them down lightly, both ways. That'll give it a pattern on the top when it comes out, and if you're not careful, sometimes they just stay in that ball shape so they don't flatten, and you want it as a biscuit or a cookie when it comes out. Whoops, I've just pressed that one in the wrong place there. There we are, nearly there. I know it looks a bit of a mess putting them on greaseproof, but that does save an awful lot of washing up at the end. And being an ex-domestic science teacher, I remember how children did not like to wash the baking trays at the end of cooking. There we are, we've got the biscuits ready, and now they can go into the oven. Preheated oven, heated to 160, 180, because it's a fan oven, 180 centigrade or gas. Now they go in here for about 10 to 15 minutes. If they haven't flattened during cooking, it might be an idea to open the door and press them down, but they don't always need that. So we'll set the timer, 10 minutes, and we'll come back and check them. So we'll see how they're doing. Right, we'll check the biscuits now. Halfway through cooking, I did press them down with a fork. There we are. Both trays are ready. Now once they come out of the oven, just using a palette knife, lift them. They will be soft. Don't think they've gone wrong because they're soft at this stage. They're harden up as they cool, and that's why you want them onto a cooling tray to allow them to cool. Slip them off. And like I said, the recipe for this is at the end of this presentation on the website, and details to get to the website are at the end. Now I've made these biscuits quite big this morning, so it depends on how big you make them as to how many you'll get. I think I've gotten about 16, whereas you can get up to 20, 24. But by flattening them out, they turn out more like a biscuit. And I'm sure you'll agree with me, they'll go well with a nice cup of coffee. So there we have it, peanut cookies. I hope you'll give them a try. And like I said, get the children to help you make them. I'm sure they'll have fun. Thank you. Bye-bye.